Okay, so we got some announcements and confirmation when it comes to the light cones that will be appearing in version 1.1 in the first part. So this includes Silverwolf signature, Silverwolf's free-to-play light cone, and also the 4 stars that will be appearing on the weapon banner as well. So we're going to be talking about all of that in this video in regards to the value, who they work for, and also is it worth summoning for the signature light cone as a whole. So we're going to be talking about all of that today. And also no face cam today. I just came home from work to instantly start recording. So yeah, no go for the face cam. But let's go ahead and start talking about Incessant Rain, which is Silverwolf's signature light cone. So it's going to have the effect of increased wearer's effect hit rate by 24%. And also if the enemy has 3 or more debuffs, increase crit rate by 12%. And then also when the wearer does any type of, I guess you could say, action, whether it be basic attack, skill, or ultimate, you have 100% base chance to implant Aether Code on a random target that has been hit by the attack and also doesn't already have it on them. And then targets with Aether Code receive 12% increased damage for 1 turn. So when it comes to Silverwolf and using this light cone, of course this already is going to make her absolutely insane, just because you do need that effect hit rate for sure, because if you're not already building with it, you're going to need it in your light cone at least, because you do need to be able to apply those effects from the basic attack, from the skill, and the ultimate, because they all do some really great things. And what's the point of using Silverwolf if you're not going to have effect hit rate and you're not going to be able to apply those debuffs to the enemy? So you're not going to be able to do anything unless you have that effect hit rate up by a little bit at least. So of course this is already very strong to have that increase by 24%. Now the crit rate increase is really good when it comes to her sub DPS type playstyle. So this is going to help a lot with that. Now it is going to be a little bit hard to use the actual crit rate buff when you're using it on other characters that are not Silverwolf, because Silverwolf is able to apply a lot of debuffs by comboing her skill with her ult or her basic attack in her ult, while other debuffers at the current moment, if I'm not wrong, don't have that utility so easily accessible to them unless there's multiple debuffers on the team. So applying this crit rate boost to other characters might be a little bit harder, but if you're summoning for Silverwolf for this light cone, then you should be fine. And then the Aether Code is just, that's really strong as well, that passive as well, which is when you get the Aether Code on an enemy, receive 12% more damage to that enemy. So that's really freaking good to have. That's going to be an overall damage buff to the team. And also this random target that gets hit by the attack, this is kind of like if you use Pella, I guess you could say, and use your ult, is going to put it on any of the enemies that you hit in that wave. So if you use it with the AoE, this different light cone, then you are going to get a random target. But of course Silverwolf is single target, so you're going to pretty much always get, you know, whoever you hit with that Aether Code if they don't already have it. So of course, very, very strong light cone. A lot of people can use this in the Nihility path just because of the effect hit rate, the increased crit rate, which can be if better debuffers come out in the future, because I don't think a lot of them are able to access this unless they're able to have more teammates that can debuff. And then having the Aether Code implant, just overall good no matter what. Now, of course, this is a very important light cone that we're going to be talking about, which is before the tutorial mission starts. This is going to be the free-to-play light cone that we're going to be covering, because this will be coming from an event. So it's going to be a lot more accessible to people and a very overall really good light cone for those that are going to be summoning for Silverwolf. Now, the effects are going to be increase the wearer's effect hit rate by 20%. When the wearer attacks enemy targets that have reduced defense, regenerate 4 energy. Now overall, I do think this is a very strong light cone, especially for Silverwolf, but also for other characters as well. Just because the effect hit rate boost is always really good to have on these Nihility characters, to be able to actually successfully put those debuffs on the enemies. And then the reduced defense, I know Pella has Shred for the defense as well. You have Silverwolf with her ult, she reduces defense as well. And then I think her basic attack also does the same thing with the chance. So you're always going to get this regenerate 4 energy if you ult with a certain character, or you have another light cone that's going to help out with reducing defense. So overall, you're just going to always get this regenerate 4 energy, which is going to help you with ult spam. And the effect hit rate, like I said, really freaking good. Now, when it comes to this compared to the signature light cone, because I know a lot of people want to understand if it's worth when it comes to free to play versus the premium version of her light cone, I do think this one is really good, and it plays into sub DPS a lot more than it does to her debuffing. Although this one increases damage like crazy, giving you the, you know, effect hit rate, crit rate, and also the increased damage for the Aether Code. I do think this one's still very strong for sure, with the effect hit rate 20% and then getting 4 energy. Because if you keep getting 4 energy and you keep, you know, spamming that passive, you're gonna end up getting your ult back, and you're always gonna have that defense shred from her ult. So that's really good to have. So at the current moment, I do think this is a very strong free-to-play Nihility light cone for a lot of different characters, especially for Silverwolf. And then, you know, the signature is going to be good no matter what. So now let's go ahead and start talking about the 4 stars that will be dropping on the banner with Silverwolf signature. Now the first one is going to be subscribe for more, which is going to be increase the damage of wearer's basic attack and skill by 24%. This effect increases by an extra 24% when the wearer's current energy reaches max level. So basically, if you hold on to your ult, you're going to be getting a fat buff for your basic attack and your skill. Now the problem I have with this, the hunt card for the hunt characters. So a lot of the hunt characters really want their ult to be like a big source of their damage or a really big part of their damage alongside their skill. I don't see this light cone being a very good one. It may work on certain characters, you know, in the hunt path if you don't already have a light cone for them. It can't help because the basic attack boost and the skill boost will be good, and especially when you get that, I guess you could say 2 times multiplier once you have full ult. It can be nice, but the fact that ult doesn't get boosted with it, or it's not an overall damage buff, this is kind of a weaker light cone for the hunt, especially when there's the hunt characters or the hunt light cones that allow you to boost overall damage with like certain hits, or they give crit rate and stuff like that with the Herta Shop light cone. So yeah, this one's not that crazy in all honesty, so it's kind of a dud for the Silverwolf banner. And then you have the Harmony card, which is going to be nice. The Memories of the Past increases wearer's break effect by 28%. When the wearer attacks, additionally regenerate 4 energy. This effect can only be triggered 1 time per turn. Oh lord, this isn't looking so good, I'm not gonna lie. We kind of have 2 duds on one weapon banner. Are you serious? Subscribe for more isn't that strong for the hunt, and this one is like almost useless for the Harmony characters. With, you know, stuff like, there's just so many better light cones for the Harmony, especially with, you know, them giving actual buffs. This is break effect, which, yes, your characters aren't going to be doing a lot of damage when it comes to actual damage. So having them shield break for you and actually doing damage with that, and getting the energy to be able to pop the ult, which is stuff like, you know, Ting Yun, Bronya, giving them their ult, which gives, you know, damage buffs and all that type of stuff. This doesn't seem like the craziest of light cones as well. So what's the last one? Okay, make the world more. Not too bad. In all honesty, this is not a bad light cone. This is going to be an erudition light cone, which is going to be the wearer regenerates 20 energy immediately upon entering battle, and their ultimate damage is increased by 32%. Now this is overall an okay light cone. I do like this because you are going to get that 20 energy, which can, you know, basically help you speed run. It can help you get some shields off really quickly because you will be able to, you know, grind up your ult a little bit faster than usual, having that 20 extra energy. And then that extra 20 energy will be put to use because you will also be buffing your ultimate damage by 32%. So overall, make the world more, especially with super impositions, might be super strong and super good when it comes to speed running, when it comes to doing massive amount of damage really quickly. Of course, at the start of battle, this is kind of a short term type light cone that you want to use at the start of battle, and then after that it kind of fizzles out. This is really nice, but the other two, in all honesty, when it comes to being on the banner for Silverwolf signature, this puts me more in the path for me to suggest that free-to-plays, low spenders, medium spenders, you know, of course, if you want to save some money or you just want to appropriate your gems in the right spot, you might want to just say, you know, grind out the before the tutorial mission starts when the event comes out and use this for Silverwolf. Because the only problem with this, right, this is really good, and you get the same effect hit rate in all honesty when it comes to both light cones. This one's 20% and then this one's 24%. And then this one gives you energy on when you have defense shred on a character. This gives you crit rate with 3 or more debuffs, and then, you know, you get the increased damage. So overall, you will be getting more damage with this, or more sub DPS type playstyle with Silverwolf. But this one overall is just really good anyway. It's just effect hit rate 20%, literally almost the same as the 5-star. And then extra energy is going to help you get that defense shred off of Silverwolf's ultimate. So yes, I do think that this is 100% way more worth than the signature at the moment. Just because for free-to-plays and all those who don't want to spend a crazy amount of money on the game, the weapon banner isn't really valuable, just because, you know, these two light cones are in the 4-star section, you know, subscribe for more, and the memories of the past aren't that crazy. So you could be pulling a bunch of these when you're trying to maybe, you know, get at least a couple of Make the World Claymores. And then after that, you're also gonna maybe lose the 75-25 for her, you know, her signature light cone. So there's a lot of things that could go wrong with her weapon banner. I do think that Silverwolf's banners overall, you know, her 4 stars on her banner overall, and her signature banner 4 stars are kind of rough. I'm thinking that Luocha's banners are just going to be way better for free-to-play kit players, and way better when it comes to investing in the right, you know, where to put the gems at, because you will be getting a healer, you will be getting some good 4-stars. You know, Yukong is going to be on that banner as well, and we don't know what it's going to be exactly on the Lightcone banner for Luocha, but it's going to be better than this, I'm sure, because holy fork, these aren't the best Lightcones to, you know, have in the 4-star pool for Silverwolf. I just think Silverwolf got mad shafted with all the 4-stars that like are kind of mid on the 4-star section. But other than that, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching all to the end. Let me know if you're going to be summoning for Silverwolf and all that type of stuff. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the next one, and peace.